What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm here to just bring you a little update on what's going to be happening with the announcement of F1 2020, which I didn't really do any videos about, and also going to be talking about some of the news that came today about Carlos Sainz moved to Ferrari, Daniel Ricciardo moved to McLaren, and all that sort of stuff. First off, I'm just going to say about what's happening with F1 2019 career mode. So I think I've got up to Austria recorded. And for that, I'm going to there to all 25% races, obviously as usual. But I want to get 2 seasons done, and I feel like the only way I can do that is if I do 5 lap races from now on. So that's what I'm going to be doing from this point onwards. So I think it's from the British Grand Prix. It's going to be 5 lap races. Might be Germany, depending on where I'm actually recording. I can't exactly remember. Maybe in Austria, I can't exactly remember. But they're going to be 5 lap races for the rest of season 1. They're going to be 5 lap races for season 2 as well, just so that it can be a bit easier. Obviously, we're doing practice programs and all the qualify and for qualifying, because that doesn't take really that lot, because that takes a lot of the time. But the race just takes too long as well, because it's really a bit easier to edit and upload and all that sort of stuff. I might show the full 5 laps. Depends how interesting the races are at that stage, but I'm not entirely sure yet. But that is what's going to be happening. Hopefully I can get a full 2 seasons done before F1 2020 comes out. I'm going to get the Schumacher edition, and the cars I'm most looking forward to driving in that game are the Jordan 191, the Benetton B194, and the Benetton B195. Those are the main cars I wanted to drive for a long time, especially the Benettons. But obviously I've never been able to actually drive them, so I'm really looking forward to that. But nevertheless, now going on to the real life news. Obviously early this week, I think it was, might have been yesterday actually, or the day before, Ferrari and Vettel announced that they are parting ways at the end of the year, which was a bit of a surprise to me, but not a massive surprise. And then there was the news today that Carlos Sainz has been signed to Ferrari for 2021 and 2022 as well. How he's going to fare against Leclerc, I'm not entirely sure, but I think he's going to do pretty well. I hope he does. I hope they can have a winning car. It'll be nice to see them fighting with the likes of Hamilton as well. Sainz, I've heard a few people say that they think it's just going to be number 2. Possibly it is going to be number 2 to Leclerc, but hopefully he isn't just going to take that line down and just agree to be a number 2. Really, that's what I'm hoping anyway. I've always rated him highly since 2015 when he came in the sport, because he fared very well against Max Verstappen and every teammate he's had actually. And he's a very good racer and just a good driver overall. Next, then it was also announced that Daniel Ricciardo is moving to McLaren to replace Carlos Sainz for 2021, and he's also signed a 2-year contract to keep him there until the end of 2022 as well. I'm not sure how it's going to be that with McLaren, because of course 2021 they're going back to Mercedes engines, so that might push them up the grid a bit, but nobody really knows. And obviously with the regulations changing now coming in 2022, I think it'll be very interesting. I think a lot of drivers have I think McLaren will move up the grid, but with the new regulations coming, it looks like 2020 and 2021 are going to be very much the same as this year in effect. For me, if you know me, you know I support Lewis Hamilton, but for me, I think that's Hamilton sealed for a 7th and 8th championship if this year does go ahead. I think he's got them already pretty much sealed down because the cars are basically staying the same, so it's going to be an evolution from this year, from last year. So that's one thing I think is going to happen, but we'll just have to wait and see really. But I think that's a good move. There's obviously question marks about where Vettel's going to go. Is he going to retire? Is he going to move to another team? I heard a report that he was offered to drive my McLaren but declined it, and then obviously there's Renault with seat open. I don't think Vettel will go there. There's talks about Alonso coming back and going to Renault possibly. I think maybe that may be the case, but I think that there's also people saying about Nico Hülkenberg coming back and going to Renault again. So we don't really know. There might be some other seats available later in the year, but I don't think any of us really know what's going to happen at the moment. But I think the most likely option for Vettel at the moment, at this point in time, is definitely to retire. I can't see him really going anywhere. I think because there's Renault, but I can't really see anywhere else beyond that. Really, it just doesn't seem feasible anywhere else other than Renault. For me, that's my opinion. Obviously, I'm not really biased that much. I'm not biased on Vettel that much. I don't mind Vettel. I think he's a very good driver. Obviously, there's talks about going to Mercedes. I'm not sure that's really feasible. Hamilton and Vettel, they respect each other massively and always congratulate each other with wins and things like that. But I just can't see a feasible option where Vettel will go to Mercedes, because Hamilton's pretty much set in stone going to stay. Bottas, I think there's question marks around him, definitely, but I'm not sure if Mercedes are going to keep him for next year or not. I don't think any of us really know that much, but we just have to wait and see. I can't see Vettel going anywhere other than... I can't see Vettel going anywhere. He's obviously not a Ferrari anymore. Red Bull won't take him back. They've said that before. Mercedes, they won't want him, I don't think, either. McLAREN, apparently they offered him a contract, never really got Ricciardo for the next 2 years as well, alongside Norris. Then there's Renault, they've got Ocon for another 2 years, I think. And unless he jumps ship to go to Mercedes if Bottas leaves. But other than that, there's only one seat at Renault, and I don't think Vettel will get that seat. They may promote someone up from GP2 possibly, and not from GP2 F2. Possibly, maybe. Antonio Giovinazzi might leave Alfa Romeo as well, but that will probably be to promote what's his name? Mick Schumacher. Then again, Raikkonen might retire at the end of this year as well, so that might leave 2 seats open at Alfa Romeo. It's all really just up in the air with every other team at the moment. Nobody really knows. But Ferrari and McLaren are definitely set in stone for the next 2 years at least. Leclerc's got a contract with Ferrari until 2024, and Sainz has got a contract with them until 2022. McLaren, Lando Norris has got a contract for the next, at least until the end of 2022 as well. And I believe, no, is he? Actually, Norris my contract might run out at the end of the next year, actually. And then Ricciardo's got, obviously, a contract until 2022 as well. So, it's going to be very interesting on what they decide to do with that. It's all very much up in the air. But that is pretty much all I have to say for this video. So if you do enjoy it, please get a big thumbs up, comment down what you thought, subscribe if you're new for weekly F1 content. You can follow me on Twitter at shadow_82. As always, there's a link down in the description. I will see you guys next time.